With data integration, you can perform integration tasks using an easy-to-navigate interface that supports and conforms to how you work. You can define file-based and direct integration sources, create mapping rules to translate source data into the required target format, and execute and manage the periodic data loading process. In this third part of a series of videos, you see how to extract data from EPM and then create a file with that extracted data, and use SQL Loader to perform a high-volume load. In the other videos in this series, you see how you can use data integration to achieve additional tasks. With data integration, you can write back to any system. You can extract data from EPM, create a file with that extracted data, and use SQL Loader to perform a high-volume data load. This is accomplished by using scripts for the EPM integration agent. There is a script that calls the SQL Loader utility to load the data directly to a database. Let's take a look at a configuration that can be used to extract data from EPM and create a file with that extracted data. The target WB test is a table definition for loading the data. The mapping shows how columns in the free-form application are mapped to the columns in the table. The data is extracted out of Cloud EPM and put into a file, and then the agent loads the data directly to the database. The filter selects the data for the specified scenario. You can use data integration to write back data with SQL Loader. The first step is to extract the data to an output file. The data extracted is written to a file. The file starts out with no data in it. The agent uses a script to perform database operations as part of the write-back process. Instead of using the default write-back of the agent, SQL Loader will be used to load the data much more quickly. The script will intercept the process, take the file that was created in Cloud EPM, and will use a SQL Loader process stored on the same computer as the agent. Then it will use the file and the control file for SQL Loader and push the data into the database. If we take a look at the integration, it is pulling data from Freeform and writing back to the database. Everything else about this integration is the same except that the write-back is intercepted by the agent and uses SQL Loader to get that data to the database. This configuration filters the data from Freeform for Scenario EBSGL. You run the process. You can watch it be picked up by the agent. The extract is happening. The file is created. The file is passed to the agent, and the agent uses a SQL Loader routine to load the data to the database. This is a technique used to ensure good performance of large datasets. The process completed. You can review the process details. Go back into the database and refresh to see that the data was loaded into the database table using SQL Loader. You can use this technique whether it is with an Oracle database or a third party when you have large data volume. You use a SQL Loader or a fast loader routine whether it is Oracle or a different third-party database. If you have a large data set, use SQL Loader rather than the default loader, which loads row by row. Take a look at the next video in this series, reviewing data integration use cases, calling a Groovy rule to load data. To learn more, visit docs.oracle.com.